Now, what we are going to see in today's class is that we are going to see about how to load multiple files into the table. So, let us say this is my source, I am having 3 files, each file is having the files is having the same structure. Okay, the structure of the files is same, department ID, department name and modified date, and other table is also having this, other file is also having the same thing, department ID, department name and modified date, and it is having department ID 13 and 14. Month 3 has a department ID 15 and 16, you can see the same columns. Like that I am having 3 things, month 1 has a department ID 11 and 12, month 2 has 13 and 14, month 3 has 15 and 16. Like this I am having 3 department. My scenario is that I want to load all 3 files into a table. Okay. The table means actually we got in AdventureWorks or somewhere, I do not know, there is a table called department. Yeah, there is a department table. So, I will just close this. I will create the same table in the test, Control A, delete. So, it is a department, I do not have any schema, right? Just department, done. Department ID, I will not create as entity, it is not identity, just remove this ID, not identity. I will keep null, nothing to worry about that. Department name, and this is a thing. I have a table. My scenario is that I want to load all the 3 records into this table. Okay, I want to load all the data into this table. So, name, make as some 100, done. Oh, there is already a table called department in the test. I will drop the table, that will be okay. So, now I will create a table will be created with the department. Now, my scenario is that I want to load all the 3 files into the table. So, as per your thinking, what you will do, just you will drag a data flow task, click on the data flow task. So, after that you will drag and drop 3 flat file sources. So, each flat file source you will give that file. I will not give anything, I will just I will not give file, just I will give the connection, browse. Okay, it is on the desktop, secret class July, go to the files and the FEL, select the month 1, go to the columns, you got these columns. Okay, okay, columns done. The same thing you will do with the file 2 also. You will create a new thing, just go browse it, you select the month 2, open, see the columns, done. Okay, mappings, you see the columns here, done. Okay, done. Same thing you will do with the file 3, columns 3. Sorry, I need to give the file 3 connection, new, browse. So, this is a file 3. Okay. So, columns done. Okay. Now, I will go to the mapping. Okay. So, this is 3 things. So, after that what you are going to do, you will drag the union all, and after that go to the destination and drag it and drop it. So, union all means you will just connect it this one, that will be the first input, second input and third input. So, when you open the union all, you will get the input 1, input 2 and input 3, and by default you will have the default column based on the first input, it will take that columns as the output. So, it will union all the records. After you will just drag and drop it here, click on this. After clicking, what you are going to do, you are going to create a connection to the database test. Okay. There is a table called department here, department. Okay. Mappings, you will map them, done, you got it. And when you load it now, when you load it, all the 3 tables will be loaded there, all the 3 files, each file has 2 records, right. So, 2 records will be loaded, total 6 record will be loaded into the table. When I see this, I will just cancel it, stop it, done. So, this is the way you are going to load the data from multiple files, done. Okay. This is 3 files. If I have one more file, I will name this as month 4, I might have the records for something. I'll modify this one. So, I'll just modify it as something like 17 and modify this as 18. Done. The same thing, but the IDs are different. Okay, save it. So, I have a month 4. So, again when I have the month 4, again you will have one more flat file, and you will add that month 4. You will union all and you load the data. Okay, for each thing you need to add. Let us say I have deleted these 2 records. I do not have any month 3. Okay, I do not have a month 3, or I do not have any month 3. Just what I will do, I will just cut it, copy, or I will just cut it and paste it somewhere. Cut it. Okay, I will cut it and I will paste it somewhere. Here I will paste it outside. So, by basically in this folder I do not have any month 3. See, when I run the package now, what happens? The package will fail. Why the package will fail? Because there is no month 3 record, because I have deleted, I have removed the month 3 from this path, right, and I have stored outside. So, is there any scenario where how many files are there? I should load the data for all the files. If I have 2 files, it should load the data for 2 files. If I have 4 files, it should load the data for 4 files dynamically. And one more thing is that all files should have the same format like this. Is there any scenario? Yes, we do have a scenario for that. So, for that purpose, I will just delete this data flow task. Okay. There is a scenario. So, what you are going to follow in that scenario means, first before, so normally this is a data flow task. In the data flow task, you will have the source, you will have the destination. Okay. Source is nothing but the flat file, destination is nothing but the table. So, before that what you are going to do, first I am having some folder. In the folder I am having file 1, 2, 3, this is a folder. So, there is one process. What that process does, it goes and checks all the files, and after that it stores that files in some temporary location, and how many files are there, that many times that process will run, and for each time it will, first time it will run for the file 1, second it will run for the file 2, and third time it will run the file 3, and for which file it is running we can capture into the variable. Okay. That variable will be passing as a connection string for this file. See, when I go here, when I click the flat file connection manager and see the properties, in the connection string you can see the file path here. So, this is what I am dynamically going to change that. Okay. Just I am deleting that, deleting that. So, I will just have some flat file connection by default. So, what I will do, I will just go to the data flow task, click on this, I will drag one. So, just for having that format I will be using this. Just go to here, what is the thing here we are having, OLEDB source, it is the flat file, okay, sorry, flat file source and OLEDB destination, that is it. So, in the flat file source I will be using flat file connection manager, okay, or I can name the flat file connection manager, I can name it as month file. That is it, month file, done. And after this what I am going to do, I am going to, by default that one will also will change. See the columns, you got the data, okay. Now connect it to the OLEDB destination, click on this. By default you need to use some structure. So, for that purpose I am giving it here, department, okay. And one more thing what I will do, oh sorry, I did not do the mapping. So, I need to do the mapping, done, okay. So, what I will do, I need to truncate the table also before loading that. So, what I will do, execute SQL task, yeah, we can truncate the table later on, yeah, I will truncate the table here, truncate, just I will give the truncate command, click here, select the table name, select the database name, I will just click on this, truncate the table, right, truncate table department, okay, that data will be truncated. After that, so just keep the data flow task separate. What we are going to do, there is a container called for loop container, go and grab the for loop container, click on the for loop container, sorry, I did the wrong container, sorry, we will do the ForEachLoop container, drag and drop the ForEachLoop container, click the ForEachLoop container. Now, when you click on it, it is a name, whatever you want to name it, you can name it. I will name it as load files, okay, files. And in the collection, by default keep it as for each file denominator. So, we will be having other stuff also, like we can use the ADO denominator, we can use many things, but for time being use the for each loop file denominator. What it does, for each loop file denominator means it is going to count the number of files, and file means it will count the number of files and it will execute one time for each file. Okay. For counting the number of files, first thing you need to give the path. So, here in the browse I will just do the browse each day in the desktop SQL class, the folder. Yeah, go ahead.
You need to stop the video. I guess it's 30 minutes.
Yeah, I have started. I have started the video.
No, you need to stop it for 30 minutes, right?
Oh, it is already 30 minutes?
Yeah, I guess you started.
No, Bhaskar, not yet.
It's
We
not a
started
30 minute.
around 9:25.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just give the path. Okay, I have given the path. After giving the path, one more important thing. See, you can see start dot star. What is meant by start dot star? This is the path you will be giving, and this is the files you will be giving. What is the start dot star? So, if I have start dot star means, okay, start dot star means I can have any file name with any extension. If I give start dot txt means I will be getting only txt file with the start dot txt. I can have star means I can have any name. After dot txt means I can have only txt extension. If I give something like abc star dot txt means I will be getting all the files starting with abc, and after that I can have any value, and after that extension will be txt only. So, currently the files which we are loading is month, right. So, I will just do Control Z. Yeah, I will got all the 4 files. So, the file name is month, after that 1 2 3 4. So, just I will give month star dot txt. Okay. So, now I will go here, just I will dot the month star dot txt, month star month. If I give month 1, it will load only month 1. So, I will give star means all the files starting with month, and it might have any name after month, but the extension should be dot txt. That is it. Just leave the default this one. I will do this. So, when I do this and when I execute the package, what it happens? It goes to this path, and whatever the files it is there, it will just copy that file and path. So, we got 4 paths, right, 4 files. So, 4 paths will be created. So, like 4 files and the path will be created, like so. C uses Bhaskar desktop SQL class July. So, like this, Control C. So, automatically what it does? It goes, the for each loop container it goes, checks in the file, first file it has month 1, right, month 1 dot txt. Okay, it will load that one away. Same way it does for the month 2 also, like this. It will have the path and it will have the file name. How many files we have, that it will store all the files in different path. At the back end it will store in the system. 3 4, this is the thing, it will store it. Now, it will go and it will take the path and file name, and it will store at the back end, and this for each loop container will run 4 times. It will, first time it will run for that file, second time it will run for this file, third time it will run for this month 3 file, fourth time it will run for month 4th file. But the thing is that how can you capture that path? See here in the data flow, I will just click OK, done. In the data, so in the flat file connection manager, you can see the path here. When I go to the connection string, you can see the path. So, for which path this for each loop container is running, so it will run for each path. You need to pass that path to this connection string. If you pass that connection string, then data flow task will execute only for that file, because the files are same format, right, it will execute for that file. So, for that purpose, click on this load files. So, you did the collection, right, done. Go to the variable mapping. Now, you can create a new variable here, or else you can create a variable here also. You can create a variable by right clicking variables, you can create a variable here also, whatever you want, both are same. So, I will just right click, click on the for loop container, go to the variable mapping. Now, here I will create a new variable and I will name variable as something like for each loop path, for each loop for each path. Okay. So, automatically so we will have the 4 paths, the system will, the for each loop container will go and see that path, and whatever the files are there according to our condition, it will take all the files and path and it will load at the back end, it will load them. After that it will execute for each file, it will execute for one time. So, that one time for which file it is executing, you want, if that one you want to capture in the variable. So, you just give the variable, leave it namespace, user and everything, done, and click OK. Automatically the for each loop container will be created. Okay. Then click OK. See now, when I see the variables here, I can't see, there is a variable here, see. Okay. So, now that variable I need to pass to this connection string. Okay. See this month file. So, what I will do, just I will select the month file, go to here, go to the expressions, okay, click on this, select the connection string. See, this is a connection string, right. So, just select the connection string here. Now, in the connection string, just select the expression, though that connection string is there in this for each loop path, right. So, just drag and drop it, click OK. OK, done. So, automatically that file will be used here. So, now what you are going to do in the data flow task, that connection string is used in this file, right. So, you will be getting that. Now, what you are going to do? So, this file, so since they are separate, right, this data flow task is separate, this is separate, but how can you execute, if I execute now, what happens, this one will execute separate and this one will execute separate. So, I will just drag the data flow task and keep it in the for each loop container. So, what it does, the for each loop container at the beginning of the for each loop container execution, it will go and check that conditions, it will go and check that path, and it will go and check all the files. So, there are 4 files. So, it will take the path of that all the 4 files and it will run 4 times. For each time it is running, it will pass that path, for which path it is running, it will pass that path into that variable. The same variable we are using here, that is nothing but in the control flow. So, now when the first file is running, it will get that path, it will, when it is executing first time, it will just load that into that path into that variable. That variable you are given as a connection string to this path, right, file each, this connection manager is nothing but you are using in the for each loop container. See, in the in the data flow task, this is a source, in the source you are using that connection manager, right, month file. So, it will pass that connection string value to this. First time when it is running, it will pass the month 1 value. Second time when it runs, it will pass the month 2 value. So, that your data flow task will execute for the month 2. So, because this is nothing but it will have the connection string for that one. Okay. It is nothing but it will have the path for that one. Okay. That is the thing. So, third time like that, fourth time like that, it will run 4 times. Okay. So, now what I will do? So, first I am truncating the table. Before loading the data, I will just truncate the table, and now I will execute this. When I execute this, now you can see it will run for 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4. It ran for 4 times, but because I have created, there is nothing to capture, right. So, it is fast. If I go and see data into the table, it is department table. It is a department table. If I go and see the data into the department table, now you can see. See, actually I never loaded the 17 and 18 for the month 4, right. So, now you can see the month 4 data also. Now, what I am going to do, in order to capture that movement, there is I will just stop that. So, in order to capture that event, what you are going to do, I will wait this task after some time. So, I will just go to the execute SQL task. After execution of this, just I will wait this one, wait. So, actually there is a command called wait for delay, give the connection manager, I will just write it here. There is a command called, I do not know exact the syntax, wait for delay, I need to give in the codes, I think 12:00 hours, 00 minutes and 10 seconds. Let us check that whether it works or not. So, I will execute it now. See, now you can see it is waiting for 10 seconds, it is the first run. You can see again it will do the same thing for second thing. See, first it went to green, right. So, it is running for second now, second or third, I do not know. I think it is second one. See, it went to green and again it is going, see, third time. Okay, like that it is running 3 times. Okay, this is a way how now you can see I have just by using one data flow task I loaded all the files into the table. See, if I delete one file, let us say I deleted this month file, I will copy, see I will just rename the change because we asked the month one, right. So, I will rename the change to, I will remove that nth because the nth file will not load, means the records consisting 15 and 16 will not load. Okay. So, what we will do, we will just go here, stop it, because anyway we are truncating, right. So, it will delete it. So, the records which are there in third file we renamed it, right. So, that one will not load. Okay. Third file means it is having something like records 15 and 16. So, that will not be loaded because we are given month start.txt, right. It will only load the file starting from month because this is not having month. So, it will not load. So, you will not be seeing the records 15 and 16 in the table. Now, if I see, let us see the process whether it is executed or not. Yeah, instead of 10 seconds, I will just make it to 3 seconds because it is taking more time. So, it is completed now. So, if I go and see, I will not be seeing 15 and 16 records. See, no 15 and 16 record is. So, how dynamically you can change it, right. Okay. So, if I want it, if I added now the month one, then automatically that one will be stored. See, this is a month 3, right. So, automatically now you will be getting the values for 15 and 16 also because I am truncating anyway and I am loading. So, you can see now 15 and 16. So, this is a use of the for each loop container. See, 3 seconds, right. So, it will just wait for 3 seconds, done one execution, second execution, this is a third execution, done. See, successfully completed, fourth, yeah, we need 4 files, right. See, now if you see this, done. See, execute, see you can see 16 and 17, and one more way to do that file path, that variable I will create after data flow task or after data flow task, I will create a breakpoint and see that pre execute or post execute, because before pre execute for each file it will that variable will be loaded. Just I will start it here. So, pre execute it will stop it now, just go to the debug, go to the Windows, see that file locals. Now, you can see the file path here. See, it is storing month 1 now, currently it is storing month 1, the for each path. When I ask it to play, see, second time when it comes, see, now you can see somewhere red one, see, it changed it to month 2, see the path, the for each path is saved, change it to month 2. Now, if I again run it, now you can see for month 3 also now, see, change it to month 3 automatically. Now, again it will change to month 4. See, do not worry about this double, actually you will be having single slash, right, but inside the server it will not understand the single slash. So, it will make double slash. Okay. So, do not get confused with that, dynamically the server is going to change that way. Okay. So, this is a way how for which the for each loop is container is running, that one you will be loading that part into that variable. Just stop this. When I go here, when I click the variable mapping, see that variable, the same variable we are using as a connection string for this. Okay. So, just I will click the month 1, go to here, go to the expressions. Now, you can see that as a connection string. Okay. So, everyone got this? Hello? Yeah, I will just stop the record.